For this lesson, we will talk about James Marcia, who's a developmental psychologist, and he expanded Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory on the adolescent identity crisis. And he studied 86 males at one college, and he's from the British of Columbia in Canada. And we will talk about his identity formations. The guiding question here is, how do the adolescents develop their identity? And he first talks about the two steps. Step one is an adolescent must break away from their childhood beliefs, and then they must explore alternative status. And there's 4 statuses listed below: the foreclosure, diffusion, moratorium, and achievement. And that's what we will be talking about. He said that the key concepts of identity is to develop a vocational direction, a sexual orientation, and a set of values and ideologies. And usually people achieve these between 18 to 22 years old, and that's just general. Some people take a little longer. And he says that the crisis is choosing alternatives of what a person wants to do in their life, something that's meaningful, and they should search out something that they want to do, and then they make a commitment. The 4 different statuses here, he has them listed in categories of low to high. The diffusion is the low part where there's not much search going on, low identity, and then the highest one is achievement, when people have searched and they've found what they want to do and they've made that decision. And the other ones, moratorium and foreclosure, are kind of a mix, and we'll be talking about them in detail in the next slides. Diffusion is when a person does not have any idea what they want to do, but they're not searching either. They have no commitment. It's somebody that's just kind of floating around and they just haven't made any decisions, but they're not worried about it. They just seem to be in a daze and not struggling or looking or anything. And that's really not too healthy. Now, the moratorium is when a person is looking, and they're just looking at all the different interests they have. They're trying this, trying that, and that's very healthy. And they're beginning to commit, but they're still developing. So this is very, very good for a young person to think about all the different possibilities they can do in their life and to investigate them and to look at them. The foreclosure is when somebody blindly accepts their identity because of somebody in the family or somebody important to them is guiding them and telling them what they should do, and they just accept it. And this would be an example. Let's say a family has a family-owned hardware store. So the parents have a son, and they raise their son telling him that he will take over the hardware store, and he says, sure, yeah, that's great, and he doesn't question, he doesn't worry about it, he just knows that he'll take over the hardware store. So he has a commitment to his identity of being the owner, but he never did any search. And this can be great because it's a secure job and he can be real happy. But then there's always the possibility that maybe he doesn't really want to do that. Maybe he wanted to go to college and go into engineering or be a neuroscientist or do something else with his life, and he didn't really want to be full-time at the hardware store. So this could be a mixture. It could be either something really happy for the person, or it could be something that is not beneficial to him. Then there's the achievement, and those people search and they look at everything and they find something that they're really passionate about, and that's the field they go into, and they have a strong commitment to their identity, and they're generally very, very contented inside. Now, the questions here would be, if somebody has really achieved their identity and they're real content within themselves, and there's 4 questions, and I'm asking you to answer these on your handout that go along with this video. What occupations have you considered exploring in your future? Maybe you're in the moratorium where you're looking around, and that's good. Maybe you already know. Maybe you've already made a commitment and you've achieved your success in that area. What spiritual beliefs do you value? What is the source of these beliefs? And then what political ideas are important to you and why? And have you had any doubts about your beliefs? And Marcia feels that these are important questions, and that for somebody to be the full responsible adult, they should have some kind of answer to these 4 questions. And then those 5 points down below, he says that a well-developed identity means that you're strong in all of these areas. Now, of course, we all can't be perfect, so I'm asking you, which ones are you strong in and which ones do you feel you need to grow? And just look at the list, and then I have this also on your handout so you can kind of give an overview of yourself on that. The next video will be giving examples of people in the different formations, and so please open the next video about the identity crisis activity, and then you'll have a handout that goes along with this. So that'll be for the next video. And these are my resources, and we'll contact or get back together soon. And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.